Disclaimer, shout out to Godlike Mike for making the first smoke spot video, as he was the first one to do this, not me. And it was the Dark Souls video, but go subscribe to him. Good content. From the Chapel of Anticipation to the Fell Grounds of Radagon, we'll be going over, in my opinion, top 10 underrated smoke spots in Elden Ring. I'll be doing more videos like this in the future when I get content ready, but other than that, let's start it off with number 10. Starting off at number 10, we have the Chapel of Anticipation, where every Tarnished begins their journey to the lands between. The fear of the unknown is known to the unknown. How you ended up here? Probably because you owe Morgoth some money, and depending on your class you may be viewed as a prisoner in this chapel, suffering for the $10 you forgot to pay back. Of course, when Morgoth placed us in this prison, we walk outside and bear witness to the lands between. My first time opening this door, I obviously chose the samurai class, and got my ass handed to by the grafted Skyan. If, this is a big if, you kill the grafted Skyan, you get his ornamental sword that can be dual wielded by one-handing it. Not to mention the shield. Who uses a great shield, especially this one? Not me. If you die to the grafted Skyan, you can revisit the fight from one of the 4 belfries near the Lake of Liurnia, but the death that can also be scripted as it's meant to happen. After killing your debt handler, you're now free to walk around and enjoy the chapel. The starting area is perfect to smoke what you owe to Morgoth, and once you've made it to the first step, it's time for you to take a second step to the next smoke spot. Next up at number 9, we have, you guessed it, the 4 belfries. East of the lake in Liurnia, there are 4 belfries that 3 out of 4 has a teleporter, and the one closest to the Grace takes you back to the Chapel of Anticipation. There is an embedded stone key sitting in a chest right next to the Grace. Nothing better says a great view than being the closest to the lands between cliff, and the highest at the belfries, both literally and figuratively. Take a breather looking at the seaboard. Take a hit looking at Liurnia. With many other points of interest in view, you might just be here for a while. Since we have our session at the 4 bongs, we wonder what it looks like from afar. At number 8, we have the Raya Lucaria main academy gate. Where there is blood, it stains. No, literally. People use this spot as a player versus player encounter, luring in invaders to their demise or sucker fortune. It can be day, night, afternoon, or evening in the lands between. Nothing better than the usual sky and clouds in the distance, along with the 4 bongs or belfries in the distance, making a perfect screenshot moment. If invaded by a recusant, no mercy is taken, but if you're invaded by a prawn deliverer, then accept his boiled shellfish and either give a tip or a slay. Acceptance of the prawn is a way of showing interest. Besides, when you're this high above Liurnia, someone's gonna get the munchies. At number 7, we have any Divine Towers. Divine Towers are unlockable after defeating a main boss in that certain region. If given a great rune of said boss, you are able to open the main door to the Divine Tower and grab one yourself. I believe some towers take you to the basement, but the ones I'm certainly talking about are the ones that take you to the top floor of the penthouse. An open circle with a cold dead 2 fingers in the center. You can't invade or summon anything on the top of the tower, so no PvP action here. All the more this means anyone who resides here hitting their golden hookah will be safe from outsiders trying to break your Emperor groove. Pull out that grinder and break down some vulgar bloom and become the reason why clouds float above the lands between. Now at number 6, we have Mohg's Palace. After committing a cardinal sin of your own and stealing 5 lighters from invading other hosts of your realm, Frosty Nug Vare gives you a 0.3 gram of Ball Temple hash and sends you to the mausoleum of Mohg, the Lord of the Benjamin Reclaim. Your fight here won't be pretty, but as long as you have Mohg's tear, you can mix it in your physic and endure his reign of Bong Bowl Reclaim. He has carts, so he doesn't need the reclaim from a bong. He'll use it to absolutely ruin your health, but like I said earlier, his tear in your physic will block all 3 of his nihils, but it will replenish some of his health. Lucky you, this is only his half phase, and once that is over, you can easily read his attacks. As long as you have a smoking buddy, you can easily give him the 1-2. Overall, the spot is gorgeous like Thousand Banfani's double cup, and even if he was here, he would absolutely get faded with you, because who wouldn't at the spot? At number 5, we have the Queen's Bedchamber. Holy America's tits. George R.R. Martin and Miyazaki definitely cooked with this one. There's nothing more that I can say about the spot. It's a fucking hotbox, and if you need some fresh air, you won't regret it. The golden grace releasing its rays from above and the usual sky view is incredible. America definitely knew how to roll one since she had ounces of ops and their names on these gravestones. However, she left a long time ago, as the Black Knife assassin outside is now in a deep state of depression. Realizing his succulent queen is gone, put him out of his misery and claim title of Elden Lord sitting across the bridge on the other side of the chamber. A good spot to smoke while awaiting a summon to help anyone struggling on Morgott or Hurulu. Now fellas, if you know, you know, but if you don't, right at number 4 is the Mistwood Forest. The Mistwood Forest is dangerous as there are bears, big bears, and if you thought it wouldn't get any worse, why don't we throw in another fucking big bear but have him be the biggest? Yeah, getting caught here is like accidentally stepping into a hornet nest that burrowed itself in the dirt. What you really want to do is clear out the ruins of any foe and take a chill pill right here. Upon arrival, you will see a wolf knight howling at the top of the ruins, and if you're lucky, you might even meet Ronnie the Witch, who was sent as an Empyrean by the Order to become a candidate to rule the lands between, but was disgusted by its corruption, bastardized greed, and lies of broken promises long ago. The wolf knight, Blythe, was sent to her as a protectant to her accord. However, she had a secret mentor to repel the Golden Order, but that mentor was slain by who knows what. She wears her mentor's outfit without others knowing its origin. But enough simping, let's simp about this view. The sky above is overrated, define this video. But what makes up for it is the amount of nature that surrounds you. Many other forests are out there, but this one is definitely a special place for getting blazed. Just let Kenneth know that it's better to join your session than to go to his overrun estate of demi-humans that lost their minds. At number 3 is the Forge of the Giants. Getting here is a struggle, but experience builds vigor and results are a stronger endurance of what is yet to come. You stacked up on Fulgur Bloom, and now you have to get the biggest bowl known to man like its Xbox that had Uno on it day 1. Unfortunately, this diabetic walking heat stroke has a giant dinner plate and he wants you on it. Killing this guy is a bit of a tough one since some players will not read his role and get squamped. After slaying the giant, you make your way up to the chains leading up to the kiln of the giants. Up here is kinda cold, grab a jacket, but that doesn't stop you from getting so faded you'll enter the Shadow Realm. Once you're done smoking, your body is so full of THC you can get even higher by throwing you and your wife into the kiln. Because why not? Other than that, take a seat and let it soak in. Bathe in the golden rays, and make your way to the crumbling Farum Azula. Next up at number 2, we have Starscourge Radahn's Arena. Yo ass thought I wouldn't bring up Caelid, huh? Well, today I'm feeling dangerous, mysterious, mischievous if you will. The arena is as iconic as Ornstein and Smough before he got nerfed and the Shadow of the Erdtree was released. But what makes it stand out is that everyone can join in on the fun. Blythe, Patches the Pussy, and even the Warrior Jar. The battle between Radahn and Malenia left Radahn being eaten on the inside from Scarlet Rot, no homo, and Malenia left to await Nicola at the Halictree base as she also rots from the inside. I fixed it on the spot, you're welcome. The fact that you can also revisit it and just walk around the arena like it's no other makes you wonder what loot could be awaiting in this place other than Radahn's spears being left and the dead rotted knights. Let the stars unfreeze and one crash into Mistwood, leading you to the eternal city of Nokrin. As an honorable mention, we have Renna's Rise. Although Ranni has it to herself and to her acquaintances, e.g. Blythe and Selvus, the 3 towers have crystal globs of THCA growing like it's a plant, along with glistening blue particles in the air making it a mystical place to spark up, just like any other spot. If I were you, I'd ignore this dragon, but hey, it's your neck on the line after all, like what Gostic said. Anyways, in the center tower, you can meet up with Ranni and she'll take one good look at your booth and throw up. She'll introduce you to her own plugs, and they will kindly welcome you as long as you're a servant to Ranni. Although Celavis is one hell of a shit talker, he still offers you his own gas. Do not give it to anyone. Smoke that shit in front of him and watch him be confused on how you're still even able to walk. You smoke so much Fulgur Bloom, even his fentanyl THC lean can't shut you down. Other than pussy bitch boy Celavis, it's a great place to smoke if you love the snow. Finally, at number 10, we have Radagon's Death Ground. After proving your worth to the lands between, you're finally facing off Radagon, the person who commenced the Age of Fracture to set in motion. When facing Radagon, you will most likely be met with a great holy blow by her stone bong, bashing your skull in. As a legend once stated, Thog don't care, and we eat that shit up like it's a damn muffin. Despite the heavy attacks, killing her is not enough. She enforces her phlegm to embody the holy beast, the Elden Beast, an incarnate of the Golden Order and its ideologies put into a strong boss. Your Crimson Flasks won't replenish after Radagon's fight, so conserve wisely in the first half. The Elden Beast will not hesitate to bring out the floating dab, exploding cosmos, and a fucking holy orbital cannon. When someone says business, this guy will stand on it. As each new game, he becomes noticeably harder, and it eventually leads one to wanting precise stat stacking. Numbers and math equations would lead you to defeating this boss on your 8th new game. So be careful, don't get too cocky. Once you slay the Elden Beast, you will find yourself at Radagon's death place. Once here, you're alone. You did as tarnished. You beat the game. With there being 6 endings to this game, you can either begin the Age of Fracture, the Age of Stars, or the Age of Frenzy. I can only name the 3 I know of. Who knows what you'll get in the other 3 endings. And now that you've made it, you now become the plug of the lands between.